Hello everybody, welcome back. It is Jeff again, another episode of Mindcrack. And if you can tell, I am starting to mess with dispensers. And what I'm doing with these is actually these are a brewing stand, and I have droppers in my hand. I have both droppers and dispensers in my hand because I didn't really know with the new change which one was going to be better for my purpose. I had accidentally made actually dispensers and realized that droppers cost less and probably will suffice for what I want to do. But let's walk through this first real quick because there's something you have to understand that it took me a minute to figure out with the way that these hoppers work in relation to a brewing stand. And basically, in the top, I can put in, not dirt, because that will not really help me. I can put in items such as redstone or whatnot, and it will go down to the brewing stand. However, when you put in like water bottles or something of the sort, let me take those out for a minute, it just sits there. It will not go into the stand. However, if you put them in one connected to the side, it will feed them into where it wants to be. And I don't want to be actually brewing right now. It will feed them into exactly where they need to be down here, and the same works for when you hook up one underneath. That will be the output. I have it turned off right now, so if I turn it on, boom, you can see that bottle dropped on down there. So basically, in order to make this thing work properly, I need to get water bottles fed from over here. I need to get items fed into this dispenser or this hopper up here, and I need this one to be my output. Now, I was originally trying this with minecarts. I showed you guys that video, asked for some suggestions. Many people came up with suggestions. A lot of people were telling me that it is possible to do it with minecarts. I have one that works perfectly. Set it up like this. You're going to get, one item every time. I was having the problem with sometimes an item wouldn't come, sometimes two would come. It was getting very difficult. No matter, I tried all the suggestions that people had, and none of them seemed to work for what I needed them to do. However, somebody did make a very brilliant suggestion, and what they said was to use dispensers. And in this case now, because droppers have been added to the game, I am going to be using droppers instead. And I'm just going to set them up in a pattern. That's not going to work. In a pattern like this. And my plan is, I hope I'm not too high. Okay, good. My plan is to wire this thing up in such a way that it is going to shoot out items from each of these dispensers, but it's going to do it in a particular order for whatever the potion is that is going to need to be brewed. There's probably a full-fledged way to automate this whole thing and make it so that you can hit a button and it would know to send certain things to certain dispensers. I'm not that talented with this yet. I want to get a basic run actually up and working first of just a simple potion and see what happens. I'm going to make it right now so it can work with 4. If I ever want to work with more, I'm going to have to build dispensers up higher. This might not be the permanent location of this. This is just my testing area. And instead of doing this in a creative world, I'm doing it in the actual Minecraft world, right here next to the witch farm. And the whole point is the witches drop most of the stuff that you need for potions. So there's a perfect spot for an automated dispenser or an automated brewing station to be. Now I just got to figure out how to do it. I am not the greatest with redstone, but we're going to give this a shot. And I am going to try to set it up right, but I don't know actually. You know what, we'll do the chests afterwards, because what I'm afraid of, I want chests to be able to feed these dispensers too, so I can have like basically unlimited, and obviously it won't be unlimited, but a crap ton of items stored in all these. But I guess for now that is not as big of the need and the worry. I want to make sure I have dirt on me because it's so much easier to take out than, oops, how I want this. I probably want this. I'm going to put, oh, this one's close to the wall. Did I just block my way to that? I think I did. Oh well. Yeah, I really didn't plan this spacing out properly because, as you can see, I'm already running into issues here, but that's something that we can overcome and persevere at some point in the future. I do have 4 repeaters. I'm gonna need more because I'm gonna need to make it somehow time. But what is how repeaters work? I mean, I know how a repeater works. I just can't remember the direction it needs to face in order to. Yeah, okay, that's the right direction. Ugh. Oh, this place is just gonna be a mess when I'm done. And one over. Ugh, this ceiling. I need to get this cleared out a little bit more, I think, before I continue working on it too hardcore. But the basic concept is going to be... boom. Just like this. And it's going to be delays that I can put on. So if I have that as a 0 delay, let's go clockwise from there. So a 1 delay, a 2 delay, a 3 delay. So basically what's going to happen is if I fire this thing off, it should... I mean, I can actually test this pretty easily. So let's say, no, what can go in these? I need... Actually, it doesn't really matter if they go into the brewing stand. It can be anything, actually, right now. So this one will just have a couple pork chops in it. So we're going to have, conceptually, pork, redstone... Well, actually, I just did that the other direction. Some water bottles... and some railroad track. And so basically it's going to be pork, railroad track, water bottles, redstone is the order that this should go in when I fire it. I unfortunately just need to go through and build some redstone branches right now, connecting all this stuff together. Is that the best way to do this? No, I'll probably connect them all at the top here. And this, I need to get back into this wall. Yeah, space constraints were... I was not thinking that it was going to be as big of a deal as it apparently is going to be. So I'm going to have to go through and clear this out in a little bit. But I want to get my proof of concept understood first. Oops. That is not what I wanted there. Oh no, that'll actually... Oh shoot, I didn't even think about that. Some of these are gonna trigger these dispensers. I can't do it in that order. You know what? I don't know if that will trigger the dispenser too. We'll test it. We'll test it and find out. Come on. If these corner ones do trigger the dispensers or not. Oops. So, in theory... Whatever. Signal did not make it all the way around there. That's actually an easy fix. Something just clicked. Well, dirt obviously was not supposed to be part of that experiment, but dirt was. I actually should just use a button. Let's get rid of this. Make sure I'm empty here. Oh, got myself a little confused. Okay, make sure I got pork, track. I don't remember what I had in here. It is now going to be cobblestone and a redstone. Pork, track, cobble, redstone. I need this. And if I put something here, I think it just double fired on some of these things. It did. It double fired the redstone and the cobble. And the redstone and cobble are there and there. And I bet that's because it's sending a signal. No, it wouldn't be sending a signal twice. It's probably these corners. So I'm going to have to run it so I don't hit corners of this stuff. Oops. Just keep it nice and wide. That should be... I still feel like it just dispensed some things twice. It did, and it didn't dispense one of them at all. Could be because it was empty, though. Why would it be double firing some of these? Let me clear out some space in here, take a look, and I'll be back with you guys soon. Alright, everybody. I've got the problem worked out. I'm still not quite sure what's going on with it, but it appears when you have a dispenser set to 3 or 4 ticks behind a delay, for some reason it triggers it on the initial go as well as when it turns off. I don't know why. So what I did to alleviate that is, since I had to use this extra repeater anyway to get the signal all the way around, I just increased this repeater to a full strength signal and set these back to 1 and 2 respectively, and it seems to make it work. So they all single fire and they fire in the correct order. And so I will show you. I have cobble, gold, chest, and track. And when I click the button, I can now go up to the dispenser and I see cobble, gold, chest, and track in the dispenser. Excuse me. Now, unfortunately, they do fire pretty fast, and I don't know exactly what hopper characteristics are, if they will always take the first item that hits them first, or if there's a random way that it grabs. But so far, every test I've run, I keep getting the same results, which is exactly how I have it set up. So it leads me to believe that this might be feasible in doing it the way I have it set up, which is a good thing. So, yep, every time it's good, which I like. And what this sets us up for now is, because we have dispensers firing in a certain order, what it does is it puts in the item hopper the amount of items that I need in order to make, in the proper order to make potions. So we'll start with the nether wart we'll have in here in one of them first. And good, my nether wart is growing. So I can get myself a bunch of this nether wart, and now that I've made myself a really nice small area, it's really hard to get to it all. That's unfortunate. Oh, oh crap. Well, that was dumb. I'm gonna have to definitely get this thing fixed in a much better manner than it obviously is right now. I know all these weren't quite ready yet, but it's okay. I have plenty to be able to come back to later. Just need to replant so I can make sure I have a constant supply of nether wart on the way. And I can take this nether wart, and I mean, what's one of the basic... So obviously nether wart's going to go in this particular dispenser first, because this dispenser is the one that is going to be of most importance, and all the time this one will be nether wart. There will not be changing that from potion bases because that's what everything is made of. So give me 1 second, let me get a quick recipe that I want to try to make some potions of and get things set up, and we'll see what we can do. Alright, I decided that the first test is going to be with the Potion of Swiftness, and only because that uses sugar, which is also something that gets dropped by the witches. I'm trying to keep this around the whole witch farm idea. So basically I got my nether wart in here, I will put sugar in here, and I will put, let's say, redstone in this one. Wait, I just did that wrong. This one has my, that's... Oh, no, that's right, okay. Whew. Scared myself for a minute there. I thought I had been counting wrong, and therefore things were not going in as they should have been. But this one we're just going to leave empty for now because I don't need to have anything in there for this particular potion. And what I've done is I've gone down here and I've put a bottle in here just because I want to test it. And this is just a water bottle. So let's test. Let's hit the button. Let's check out what's in my hopper, which does not have everything in my hopper that I need, which is kind of weird. So what's happening over here? The nether wart is going. The sugar's there. Why did my redstone not fire? Yeah, my redstone did not fire at all. Oh, because I broke it. I broke it and never went through and fixed it. So this isn't going to be a perfect test, but it will actually give us just the basis of what's going on. Oh man, when I did that, I had this on me too. Set to full. There we go. So now we're just going to take one of these little guys and drop it in here as if it had gone down the original way. So I got a Potion of Swiftness now, running through. Let's let it finish and see if I get my extended potion like I want. And I do. I now have an 8-minute Potion of Swiftness. Now, the one thing I don't know, if I put glowstone in here now, will it make a extended Potion of Swiftness 2? Or does it just revert itself back to a Potion of Swiftness 2 and it's short? I can't remember how that works. I don't do potions much. So it's just a speed 2 now. So what if I add redstone to it? Will it be a speed 2 extended or not? Because then I can rearrange the way I have my dispensers and utilize all of them. Let's see what it does. No, just a Potion of Swiftness. So it would be a waste in order to go through and use all of the hoppers with also glowstone, because it would just be a wasted product of one type. But this is the concept of automated brewing. So the other thing I need to do now is get water bottles in here, which now I have water bottles in there. I need to get a bunch of water bottles though, so I need this one. I'm going to put this back over here. I have water bottles somewhere. Oh, there they are. I'm going to say I brought a bunch of water down. Or a bunch of bottles down, I mean. Oops. I'm just throwing them away, apparently. I want to get this thing filled up. Better get some light down here before mobs start spawning. So I have this, and basically what can happen is, so this thing is full now. If I hit the button, it in theory should run through in the order that it should be. When my potions are done, they won't drop yet, because I have this hopper turned off. But when they do drop, when they do finish, I can hit this button, and I don't know if there's a way, well, even if there's a state change, it would happen multiple times. I almost just need to set up a timer that runs for basing it on whatever the potion is, maybe set up how long a timer would be. So I need a delay that would be long enough to brew, and it appears that everything brews at the same speed, I believe. I can probably go online and find something that tells me how long it takes to brew potions and things like that, so that when the potions are done, I can then trigger this pulse to turn off. So now they're done, and I hit this button, and they're not. Oh. So it cycled through all of my water bottles that were in here because it was pulling from that first slot. And since I just opened the floodgate, I'm almost going to have to... Can I just put a switch on the side of the dispenser? Or the side of the hopper? No. That's unfortunate. I'm... Ooh, this just got a little tricky because what I'm going to have to do is turn that off. Let's turn that off. Let's get these out of here. Put them back in here. And then I can clear it out. Still a water bottle left in there. I have to turn that off and then turn that back on to refill my brewing stand. That's going to be a little tricky to work on, being not a redstone genius or anything. But... Wait, what? How did I just... Let's see here. Get those bottles out of my inventory too. Okay, so that's on. Okay, so it's off now. And this one is... Must be off. Yeah. So let's turn it... We'll turn it on. These things are such a pain to use because they just keep... They take up a whole inventory slot. They don't stack, so it makes it really difficult. So basically I need a trigger, and what I can do with this trigger is when it sends the signal, when it turns the signal off to this hopper in order to drop the bottles, on the same circuit, an inverted one will just have to go over here and switch. Is he up on top of me? No, it's just coming in from the ceiling. So, in order to, like, how long is a 10 delay? Ah. Well, this is dumb. I can't walk over top of those things. This is just for delay testing, not for anything else. Well, that was weird. Because this will even tell me if this is a long enough delay to help. Oh my god. That is not nearly a long enough delay. I'm going to have to look into clocks and things of that sort and do some research on how long it would take in order to brew potions and then build a clock to that specifications. Now, Etho just did some cool stuff with clocks. I might utilize that concept. I'll have to go back and rewatch his video and see, but I will join you guys momentarily after I do some research, find out exactly what I need, and we will go from there. So guys, for what I had to do to make the timer I wanted to make and base it off of Etho's design, I needed nether quartz, and I was not in an area where I could get nether quartz, so I had to make my way out to the nether, go to some uncharted territory, and find some nether quartz, and I wanted you guys to be with me for that because I actually didn't have to go very far from where I was at all. I'm pretty sure I'm, obviously this is proving that I am quite close to the one of the farthest outliers in this direction from, or for the Mindcrackers in where I'm currently at with the witch farm. So that worked out well for me because I just got 17 nether quartz. I just need to make a couple comparators, and I know where I can come back to with new, with new nether terrain in order to take advantage. Excuse me, got the hiccups. In order to take advantage of the new blocks, and like I said, I'm not very far at all. I just kind of dug a path and made my way over there, and it was pretty simple. So I will see you guys when I get back home, and I'm gonna need a timer built and see if we can make this work. Alright guys, what I needed the quartz for is the quartz will go in the middle here, surrounded by redstone torches, put on the bottom some smooth stone, and you have redstone comparators. I needed 2 of them. I need to build a spot now where I'm going to have a good area where I can put this timer at, where it's still out of the way, but is able to hit these items how I need them to, how I need it to hit these items. And I think over there will do just fine. Maybe I'll dig it back in the wall one more. Because it's only a 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 area that is needed, which is awesome. Like, you need to check out Etho's video on these things because it's pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's only 4. I guess I'm gonna go back this way, and we'll just put it in right. Oh, I have my shovel. What am I doing? We're gonna put it in right over here. And I do actually want to take out the floor just to make it all uniform so I can know that my timer is over here. And I'm going to basically re-tutorialize this for you guys, giving all credit to Etho. He is a genius with this stuff. You guys, I'm sure you guys know that. And when I saw his design of this, I was very excited about it because I think it's going to be huge for Minecraft. Is this right? No, not that way. Need it to be this way. Yes, this way and this way. You need to make 2 hoppers that work together. And to do that, you have to click on a hopper. So it made this one connected over to this one. However, you now need to disconnect this hopper and reconnect it so that they're actually connected to each other. So if you can see, I can put this in there. It's basically jumping. Well, it's actually not right now because of the comparator is on one of them. And that's what the comparators do. They turn one on and off so the items can go back and forth in a proper sequence. And I don't know if these blocks are actually required or not, but I'm going to put them in there just like in his tutorial. You need 2 sticky pistons, and they go here and here. In between them, you put a redstone block, and then you put redstone itself here and here. And what it is now when I put something in here, I put one item in there, and it's just going to go back and forth, theoretically every 0.7 seconds it's doing. When I put in more items, though, it delays the timer as they go back and forth. And what it is it's delaying it by a total of 0.7 seconds per item that you put in there. So if I do a real quick calculation, because I didn't show you guys that yet either. Hold on. So let's just fill this thing up with a lot, so it's going to be a long timer. I did some testing of my own because I couldn't find anything on it, but it looks like one item takes 20 seconds. The swiftness potion is 3 items, so it takes a minute. I'm going to base this thing for being able to go for... Was that a pigman? Yeah, it's a pigman. Came on through to visit. I'm going to base this for 4 items, basically, just to make it kind of more generic. So we're going to go at least for a minute 20, probably do a minute 30. So a minute 30 is 90 seconds, and every item that you add adds approximately 0.7 seconds to the timer. So therefore, I'm busting out my calculator right now. I need to go 90 divided by 0.7, which is 128 items, should be a minute and 30-second timer. So 128 items is actually pretty easy to do because it's 2 stacks. So if I just get something I have 2 stacks of, let me get all this out of here. That should have in theory turned it off. Okay. So if I've got 2 stacks of, boom, I got 2 stacks of netherrack. So I put those in there. This, in theory, is going to be a 128-second timer. Now, no, excuse me, 130-second timer. Now, unfortunately, this thing is going to run constantly. I need to make it not run constantly. But what this does do for me is I need to somehow make it turn on. I wonder if there's a way to just add another switch in the back. But either way, what it is you can do, I can run a line of redstone now, and as you can see, it's lit. When all the items get transferred to the other hopper, which you'll see happen relatively momentarily here, because it's got about a half a stack to go, this is going to shuffle and turn this signal off, which is perfect because I need a signal on at one hopper and off at the other one. So I need to put a, see, and there we go. Once it's switched, it is off. So basically, I needed this one to be, my switch got destroyed. So I turn this one on, and then at the opposite times, I also need an inverted signal here going to this hopper here. And I don't know what the best way of doing that is. Would it be to add probably over here, just so I don't risk crossing my lines. And if I put no, wait, that'll just invert them both. I need to split this signal. Oh, I need to split the, that's what I need to do, is split the signal here. And put a redstone torch on that side of it, which, that's actually too close then, because that is not going to power that. But I think I can do this. That will power that. So these will now be powered opposite each other. Unfortunately, the time's not going to be synced up to exactly how I need it to be. But in theory, let's say I put my water bottles in here when it's on. That's what we can do. I can put water bottles in here. No, because that'll actually go through. Okay, so now it's on. I can put 3 water bottles in here. They won't go anywhere. Let's go prepare my dispenser. So I hit this button. It should have a hopper with sugar and redstone in it because the nether wart should already be in here. So we're going to test this out momentarily, because when this thing switches back again, what's going to happen is it's going to flip the signals. It's going to put the water bottles into the brewing stand. It will start brewing the potions, and right when they finish, this thing should switch again. Actually, like 30 seconds after they finish, it should switch again and drop the finished ones into here. The only issue with this, like, this is like a proof of concept. What I really needed to do is kind of do a shorter pulse, like when it switches. I needed to kind of switch once. See, there we go. That's in there. This should be brewing, and these are brewing. But like, what I really wanted to do in the long run would be when it's finished to switch, turn this off, turn this hopper off. So give it power to turn it off. Turn this one on by taking power away to drop the bottles down. And then automatically, right when the bottles are dropped down, it to switch back and start over again. I don't know if you can do that. I actually probably could do that using this timer. Just take a little bit more thinking about and structure to get that to work. But so far, I like how this thing's coming along. And let's look where we're at right now. So we're brewing the redstone. We're brewing the last ingredient. So when this last ingredient's finished, it's going to be in about 30 seconds after, because I gave it that extra delay. I thought I just heard I did just hear my thing drop, and it took a potion away. 64, 128. Did I not do that calculation right? That obviously was not 90 seconds divided by zero point 0.7. There's 128. So, conceptually, it works. Unfortunately, it fired a little faster than I was expecting it to fire. And right now, why didn't it drop these bottles out of here? Oh, because it's full. But conceptually, I just need to add some more items into these hoppers because it's working a little faster than the calculations I was under the impression that it should be working in. But maybe that's changed in one of the updates. Maybe the hoppers work faster. But either way, that can be easily fixed by throwing more items in there and just getting the calibration and everything right. So that being said, though, we're off to a great start here, guys. I'm going to end this video now, work on this a little bit later. Oh, I did have to add some dirt to the top here because I had once my sugar actually shot and was sitting on top of the dispenser across from it, so I had to add another barrier for it to block off of. But hope you like this, not tutorial video, but more of a me thinking about how I'm going to go through and do this automated brewing stand, and hopefully you guys like it and give me suggestions on what to do to make it better, what I'm doing wrong, or maybe this is the best method to go about it. But I do have to say the best part of this so far is Ethos Timer. Ethos Timer's the shit. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.